But they don't produce inflation for one simple reason. They do not own a printing press on which you can turn out green pieces of paper. The only such printing press is in Washington. I say printing press, of course, in the modern age, we do it in a more sophisticated way. We use bookkeepers and accountants and computers. But it comes down to the same thing. Inflation is made in Washington because only Washington can create money.
There's no evidence that I can see that over this vast period of time that the Federal Reserve has existed, that things on the whole have been better. The great post-World War II inflation was fed by the Federal Reserve doing exactly what they're planning to do now, namely buying up the bonds issued by the Treasury.
But don't you have, I have to say, I wasn't expecting your answer to run in this direction, so I don't have follow-up questions prepared, or I may actually have to think here in real time. But don't we have the example of that period from 83 through a couple of years ago, that 25 years of economic expansion? We had only two downturns. They were both very shallow and very brief. And what you had was Paul Volcker, whom Carter appointed, but Reagan gave the freedom actually to wring inflation out of the currency. He did that by the mid-'80s. The economy takes off. Alan Greenspan does a reasonably good job. And then at the end, there's too much money but maybe 5 years of getting it wrong. So
what Volcker did was undo the harm that previous Federal Reserves had done.
Including Arthur Burns.
Yeah, unfortunately, who was my teacher and one whom I much admired.
Right. So, but what would you replace it with? How would the currency? How would the currency run?
We would replace it. We could replace it with what existed when it was created,
which was the gold standard.
Well, it may be the gold standard, but maybe not. But there's no evidence that what would you replace it? Things always bother me.
They do?
When someone removes the cancer, what do you replace it with?
Okay.
We're going to a different economy. And we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe. If you do like what you're listening to, please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works. Because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books, Crypto Teacher and the new Road Order book. The new Road Order book is going to show you how the world works. It is definitely time to wake up out of your sleep in the times that we're in right now. Plus, guys, we know we're waiting on that next main event towards the end of the year. We had the first quarter event. Like I told you, that would happen. Don't forget this is Shemitah year. And then also, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's definitely time to re-educate. And also, those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon, much love, keep it coming. Do not forget I have the New World Order cryptos in my Patreon. Do your own research, but going inside of a bear market, you definitely want the cryptos that have real use cases. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores, keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first. And right now, we have Bitcoin and cryptos flat. Yes, the inflation data in June is about 9%, and we already knew it was going to come in hot. but we are peaking right now. But what people don't talk about is consumers just started changing their habits. We know spring and summer, the kids are out. People are going to spend money regardless. They're going to pay the higher cost to have a little fun. But now we're starting to see consumer data change, and consumers are starting to be selective on what they purchase. But as we know, who caused the actual inflation we're in right now? That's right, the Fed. They create the problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with the solution. But we know their goal is the fourth industrial revolution. They printed all this money, 20% of all money in existence in 1 year. The crypto market went all the way up to $3 trillion. Not speaking what the stock market actually did. Guys, it was all an illusion. We know they're going to destroy this legacy market in order to bring in the fourth industrial revolution. And then we're going to see Bitcoin and cryptos become trillions, but it's all going to be in the hands of the few, the same way the system is now. We saw the blueprint from big tech. But guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, we have volume, we have Tether, we have USDC. And then plus we have the Fed. Repo is over $2 trillion. And we know the central banks are moving in lockstep, raising rates, running off this balance sheet to destroy America to Babylon, destroy the US dollar in order to give China the dragon to rise, along with that digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. And you know the crypto teacher told you. And then also, guys, we have Grayscale. 16 billion drops about 900 million. So remember, guys, Grayscale moves this market. If you're buying and selling billions at a time, you're going to move the market. Now, getting over into a little crypto news, we have the SEC extends window to decide on ARK21 share spot Bitcoin ETF to August. And we know a Bitcoin ETF is coming soon, but guys, we have to have regulation. And we can see that because we already have spot Bitcoin ETFs in other countries. Now we have more than 400 in BNB burn in quarterly move. And guys, we know that helps BNB maintain their price. It's just like stock buybacks. It's manipulation. And the same thing with Luna. That's all they had to do was push the burn button, and Luna would have maintained its price. And don't forget, Binance still has a lot of Luna. Now we have judge denies SEC motion to keep Hinman Docs secret in Ripple case. And of course, guys, we see the movie continue. Also, we have South Africa to regulate crypto as financial asset. Now we have MoonPay to make Web3 payments with an unstoppable domain partnership. Also, we have Shanghai included blockchain NFTs and Web3 in its 5-year plan. But guys, we know that's where the globe is going, not just Shanghai. Now we have Tony Hawk partners with Sandbox to create a virtual skate park in the metaverse. And guys, what did the NWO do? That's right. Give the actors, actresses, athletes in order to move their agenda. That's how they do it. That's why they create idols, the puppets, and the masses follow. Now we have Starkware confirms launch of starknet token. And guys, what do I always teach you? Follow the money. And then lastly, we have U.S. tribal nation backed economic zone passes rules defining digital assets. Guys, this definitely should be the last thing you need to let you know this is where the nation is going. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you, don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, if you do cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance, do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The Crypto Teacher Stock Channel, Crypto Teacher Stocks. You have your Kobo, your chips out, your banking, your gaming, while everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the C-Word, the biotech stocks, and while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.